I begin today by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land on which we meet, and pay my respects to their elders past and present. I extend that respect to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people here today.
You're listening to an episode of Canberra Voices, produced by the Faculty of Arts and Design at the University of Canberra, 2024. Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Listening to Canberra Voices from 87.8 UCFM. My name's Lily Stokes, I'll be your host today, and I'm going to be having a chat with a dancer from a local Canberra dance school. Alright, we are here with Belle Wills. Belle?
Hi, good morning.
How are you?
I'm good, my love. How are you?
That's good. Could you tell me about how you first got involved in dance?
I'm 23 now, but I started dancing around school as I became a little bit more confident. I sort of found dance when my mental health was not at its best. And then, dancing around school. The youth worker at my school was like, "Hey, Belle, there are some dance classes, you should definitely go check them out. Could be really cool for you." So I started going there and then did that for a couple months. That was really, really nerve-wracking, but it was really fun. And then shortly after that, the person who was teaching those dance classes, his name's KG, he gave out like promo for auditions for this new dance school that he was starting. And I tried those auditions, I got in, and then I've been dancing ever since.
Awesome. You said that you were watching these dance crews online.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember who they were?
Yeah, I do. It was Royal Family. From there, it sort of branched out, and I found other sources of inspiration, but yeah.
And so you have been dancing with P&P, which for our listeners stands for Passion and Purpose. It's a dance school, I think, in Harrison.
That's right.
And they got another...
It's just Harrison. we always like to say, Cag and I always joke that we were whack at the start. We were so whack. But that's because we were new and we were all learning. As dancers, we were learning, and Cag was... Cag and Carly. Carly kind of runs the whole show behind the scenes. She does an insane amount of planning and coordinating and communication. He's super frontline. He does a lot of teaching. He also sources opportunities. He does help with planning, and they... husband and wife and business partners, they have P&P, and they also have a couple of other businesses that they run together. But the structure of P&P, I would say it's a nice little combination of like community and industry. So we do all of our classes. We have weekly classes just spread out between 2 days. And then outside of that, we're quite involved with things like Multicultural Festival and Floriade and all of those real Canberran things. It sort of evolved to focus a little bit more around Afro, different Afro styles, and then we would source external teachers as well to help us out with that. And now it's sort of a combination, but I would say that it is like predominantly Afro-focused, which is really cool.
You have come a long way from dancing in your bedroom. I know that you've danced in Paris.
Yeah, and there have been the biggest moments of personally my dance career, my dance journey within that last year. So the trip that you're speaking about last year, September, that was incredible. So that was myself training trip, but on the way we stopped in Dubai and we taught there, and that was incredible. That was my first time teaching anywhere except Canberra. And for that to be the first time, that was just mind-blowing. So that was incredible. Bad Girl Cassie, Andy is another amazing dancer from Paris. And then we worked with people like Johnny and Delons in London. Just amazing. So that was huge. More recently, in August this year as well, I went to Stockholm and I got to teach 2 classes there as well, which was the first time teaching overseas by myself, which was really scary but really amazing. It was my dream come true. So I would say 12 hours all up with just the most amazing Afro and hip-hop teachers from around the world. It was really, really cool. I would say that's definitely up there as well. But both other experiences were equally as incredible. The Stockholm one, I was in Stockholm by myself, and as I was walking to the studio, I was having a full-blown like physical anxiety response. I was filming myself on my phone. I had this little fluffy dog, which just instantly brought me down to earth as well. I think I'm quite an open and warm person, or at least I try to be. And so I was trying to engage everybody that came into the class on a really personal level, which I think went really, really well. So I was able to run the class and I felt confident in my teaching, and I was like experiencing the connection that I teach for, you know.
What is that teaching headspace like? How do you get into it? How do you develop it over time?
For me, it's a little bit inconsistent. I really, really know my dance, and I know the counts, and I know how to properly teach the piece. Then that instantly removes a lot of the anxiety that happened around teaching. It is also affected by energy isn't being reciprocated. I find it a little bit harder to keep my own energy up and to engage everyone in the class. But to describe like a good teaching headspace, it feels like structure, it feels calm, it feels everybody's like on a high energy but is serious about it. I guess it's comparable to that a little bit.
Wow.
To balance out, I guess, the lack of opportunities that you may find in Canberra, there is a smaller community. Within that smaller community, it has its own issues, but there's a certain individually in studios as a whole that I might not have been able to get in a bigger place. Yeah.
Where else have you kind of engaged with aside from P&P in Canberra?
I have tried classes at most studios in Canberra, so notably like Dance Centrals and Foundations classes that I should probably do more, but I have gone in the past. Oh, and Fresh Funk too. I really haven't engaged too much, but I have gone before when they've hosted a choreographer, and it's a nice environment down there. And, you know, we engage with all of their dancers and studio owners. In comparison to a place like Sydney or Melbourne or even Brisbane, Australia, from one of those aforementioned tourist spots, or I guess just I can only really speak on P&P. Like we've brought in some really, really cool choreographers over the years. I'd say we get to do that maybe like a handful of times in a year, which is pretty good. With ADCC specifically, they've just branched out to be international as well. So in the past couple of months, we had like internationals, which was places from actually all over the world. They came.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was really cool.
Yeah. That sounds like it's so cool how it grows. And
Yeah.
I think we've kind of touched on this in some, like, talking about some other stuff, but I think it's kind of maybe important to put this. What does dance like mean for you? If you had to sum it up.
For me, being a dancer, like my girls and I always say this, we choose a shared struggle, meaning we go into dance for our reasons, which is often a shared, few reasons as well. And in that, we choose a shared struggle, which is self-doubt. Reconnecting with what we love about it is so important, and it reminds us why we do it. And for me, personally, dance means connection with myself and with others. I think that's the basis of a lot of dance styles as well, connection or resistance or protest. But yeah, for me, it means taking a break from the world, an exchange of energy with other people. My favorite part of class, regardless of the teacher or the choreographer, is always just getting to be around people who love to dance and, love people as well. Yeah, so I guess at its core, it's just like, for me, dance is, it's just emotion, it's just connection. Yeah.
That is really powerful.
Thank you. The younger generation who are breaking through those lines, like those dividers, to interact with their peers, with other dancers in Canberra, to meet up and connect, whether in the studio or outside of the studio. Social media is such a big part of being a dancer now, and engaging with other dancers and choreographers. Anything, I think, is so important and so necessary. So I really hope that we as a Canberra community can keep prioritising that. Yeah. It's different for everybody. On an individual level, for me, verbally saying, check it out, that's been really, really lovely. And then people being able to share that as well, that's been huge. For other people, like I know some people who really, really thrive learning choreography from TikTok or, posting, like you say, our generation. For PMP, the social media is a huge aspect, I think, because it showcases everything that we do. We were, I guess we still are, like, quite a young school. Young in that we are new, and young as in it's a lot of kids. It's mostly kids, young people who are being trained like adults. It shows that there is like a full range and there is a seriousness about it if that's what you want as well. I also will just quickly mention too that PMP now has a talent agency as well, PMP Talent Agency. So the industry opportunities that our young people and ourselves as adults are getting has been, it's really increased our reach for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. On behalf of, my team, I would really like to say thank you for coming in.
Feel free to follow me. Oh, I hate saying that. It's belle.wills, BELLE.WILLS on Instagram. And at the moment, I don't really have anything to promo, but hopefully we'll have some projects coming out or some classes coming up. Feel free to come through to PMP or anywhere. Yeah.
Awesome. That sounds super exciting.
Thank you for tuning in to this glimpse into the world of being a young dancer and dedicated dance teacher. driven by genuine passion and purpose. Pun intended. A huge thank you to Belle for sharing her inspiring journey and experiences, and to our incredible host Lily for guiding us through this engaging conversation. We hope you enjoyed.